Hey guys, what's up? My name's Danny, aka Thriftfish. I'm an online fashion reseller, so I sell clothes on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari that I find at thrift stores mostly, but I get things from a lot of different places, including a website called ThredUP, and today I'm going to be doing a ThredUP question and answer Q&A video because I use ThredUP a lot, almost every day, to both sell items as well as source items. So I wanted to collect some questions that people had. I am in an accountability group and we have morning calls every weekday morning and we talk about ThredUP a lot. So I did want to create a video based on my knowledge and my experience using the platform. And I gathered a couple questions from my Instagram. If you are not following me there already, that information is always in my video descriptions. If you follow me there, I might ask more questions for YouTube videos. And if there's anything I didn't address in this video, I would also love for you to drop any questions that you have in the comments of this video, because I think there's plenty of content that I could do follow-up videos. And ThredUP is in a place right now where lots of things are changing as far as their policies for consignment and what they're allowing and what they're even taking right now. So I think I would definitely be interested in doing a follow-up video after this one. So I just have a couple questions here for this video. Like I said, I would definitely be interested in doing a part 2. So I'll just go ahead and jump right into the first question. And I tried to order these in a logical way, and some questions were similar to each other. So if you don't hear like the exact wording of your question, it's probably addressed in someone else's question. So how do I decide what to send is the first question. And I'm just going to tell you what I send, what my personal experience is. You may decide to do something different, or somebody else may do something different than I do. That's fine. But here is what I send into ThredUP. In the spring, I was getting a lot of donated items off of the Nextdoor app. Anything that I didn't want to list but I knew still had value, especially anything new with tags, I sent straight to ThredUP. I will also collect things at the Goodwill outlet or the bins that are, maybe new with tags, mall brands, or just really good condition bread and butter items. So things from American Eagle or Chico's or Loft, any brands like that, even more mature brands that may not sell as well on Poshmark or even eBay, I will send to ThredUP. And something I've done in the past, which I am reevaluating at the moment, is sending in high-end or luxury brands, especially more mature luxury brands that aren't as hot on Poshmark. I used to use their Luxe program. They have, as of now, suspended their Luxe program to reevaluate it. I suspect it was just a matter of lots of people sending in things that weren't Luxe through the Luxe program, as they did allow that as long as you sent in one Luxe piece. And I'm sure there are probably people who were abusing that as well. So I don't know. I used to try to, at least, if the item wasn't on the Luxe list, make sure the box was full of higher end items when I would send in Luxe label boxes. So that's what I used to do. I am sending in my first box to the RealReal now with some of my higher end items. So I'm hopefully going to do a video on that as well. But you can still send in your high end items. I just recommend, well, I'll get to it. I think there's a couple things that you have to do now to assure that it is going to go well, that you didn't have to do in the past because the Luxe program existed. But I will get to that because there are other questions that address that. So those are that's like my 3-tier. So donated items that I don't want to list, items from the bins that are solid or new mall or bread and butter pieces, and higher end luxury pieces that either I don't know what to do with them or they just don't seem to move fast on the platforms I sell on. So the next question is, can you send boxes right now or just bags? And can you send them at all? And this is what makes this video very time sensitive. It is currently almost August 2020. It is July 31st, so we're almost in August. And right now, it depends. I have seen a confirmation email from somebody at ThredUP saying that it is just kind of random. Some people can send bags, some people can print labels, some people can't do anything. And there's no real rhyme or reason given to that. the words I've seen were, it is an internal decision and can't be changed. But the hopes are that within the next couple of weeks, hopefully that labels will be open again and anybody will be able to get them. They are just really backed up right now, and I think they took on a little bit more than they can chew, so they're trying to process through old things. I know a lot of my bags that are sitting waiting to process have been there for months, and they are not due to process until September or October, and that could be changed any day. So it's a crazy time right now. There's a lot of patience involved in ThredUP right now, but I still find it very worth it. Okay, so the next question is about paying the fees. So there's 2 fees right now. If you are able to send in a kit, there's a fee for expedited shipping and there's a fee for return assurance. Expedited shipping will make sure that or expedited processing actually, will make sure that your box or bag is processed within 1 to 2 weeks. I should probably know that by heart. Well, I don't, because I don't choose it. Whereas if you don't choose that, it could take months. So if you are looking to get your things into ThredUP and process now, if you're still able to send a kit, I recommend using that fee. I'm not using it right now because it's kind of just passive income as I go. I'm really more relying on income from Poshmark and eBay right now to, be the bulk of my income. ThredUP is just kind of behind the scenes. So I have not paid for expedited shipping yet. Also because I'm not sending in as many higher end luxury pieces. Those I would want to probably do the expedited processing on. I keep saying shipping, but I mean processing. And then return assurance allows you to get your items back that they don't take, instead of them donating them or putting them in their outlet, or I don't know what they do with them. So if you are sending anything that you paid for, I would say, that you're just not trying to get off your hands because it was donated to or you ended up with it, I would get return assurance. I have ordered return assurance on all my bags. I think if you're interested in doing this and paying for items to flip and make money on them, you should be building in that cost into what you think you're going to make on that box, if you're interested in getting return assurance. So I think it's really, is it worth it for you? What are you sending? Did you pay for it? Is it high end? Was it donated to you? Are you under some sort of time constraint? There are a lot of factors, but that's what I do. I have not done the expedited processing. Maybe one day I will. But I do the return assurance. There are some boxes of things that I donated that I did not do return assurance, but now I'm ordering it. A lot of that stuff I was just trying to get out. So the next question is, how long is processing time? And like I said, there are different things that could be happening right now. Some people still have old Luxe labels that were emailed to them that they never used. If you still have a Luxe label, your processing time will not be as long as ordering a label now and not using the expedited processing. So if you still have a Luxe label, those things are valuable right now. That means you get your items back and that's expedited processing. So that's like top tier. You could just have regular processing, which, like I said, it's taking a couple months right now and it keeps getting pushed further and further. So like I said, consider the expedited processing if you need it. And they've also been sending emails periodically asking, when you send in your bag, if you are okay with keeping your item on the up to 12-week processing time, which is their fastest, or you can choose an option to say, I don't care when my box is processed, and that could take probably, I would say, up to a year at this point. So they are actually giving those options because they're so overwhelmed right now. So I will just say across the board, unless you have a Luxe label or you pay for the expedited processing, you're waiting a long time. Next, tips for pricing. This is a big one. Or how do you price? You can go into ThredUP, and when your items are available to price, because you can adjust your price, if you have a box that's processing, be very on top of it, because you only have like a 12-hour window to update your prices before they go up for auction, which is the first thing that ThredUP does with items that come in. So check and see what they've priced it at. And you can go into each listing to check what they have estimated the retail price at, and then they're gonna estimate from there what they think the price should be. But my recommendation is to price as high as they allow you. So one tip is to just put in a bunch of 9s, and when you're doing that, it should tell you that what your max limit is, and go ahead and put in just under that max limit. And it sounds crazy because I think when you see some of the prices, you'll be like, it's never gonna sell for that. It's never gonna sell for that. A, what if it does? B, you have time to adjust your prices. If it doesn't sell within the first week or two, bring your price down. And that's what I'm gonna go into next. So my tips for pricing is just price it as high as it'll go. Like I said, it sounds crazy, but why cut yourself off if somebody is willing to pay that price? And then how often do you adjust prices is the next question. So I usually adjust my prices every 10 to 20 days. I'll go in every couple days and just check where my items are at. If my item hits 50 days, I'll lower the price. When it hits 30 days, and then like every 10 or 15 days from there. And I usually only drop about $5 to $10 every time, depending on the item. If it's a more higher priced luxury or just higher end item, maybe drop it by $10 every time, or if it's a lower price item, just about $5. So that's about it. It's pretty quick and easy to just go in and check and drop your prices every so often. And then sometimes you do have to keep an eye on your items to reclaim them if you want them back, if you don't want them to donate or send them to their outlet, or I don't know, whatever they do with left items. And then the last question is, how fast is payout? And this also can depend. The payout window has been extended because their return window has been extended because of COVID and shipping delays and just the world. Or if it gets picked for a goodie box, which is their like subscription service, I think, like their styling service, you will get paid pretty much immediately. I think it's usually like the next day, or it's very fast. And if your item is final sale, that will also, if somebody buys that item, you get paid, I think, the next day or very quickly. But everything else has a pretty long extended window to get paid out. Other than that, and I've been honestly using all of my credits to buy inventory off of ThredUP lately, unless I seem to get a large chunk at one time, then I'll pull it out. But if I keep getting little trickles of smaller dollar items, I usually end up using that to purchase inventory. That's just my method. But that is all the questions I have right now. If you have any more questions, like I said, please go ahead and drop them in the comments. I'd love to expand on this. And as well as buying inventory off of there, I pretty much only had questions about sending things in, which I know is the hot topic right now, but I am willing to answer questions about any of it. If you like this video, go ahead and give it the thumbs up. And if you like this content and want to see more from me, I would really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate seeing all of you here and all the really awesome comments. It's been nice to interact with everybody. So I'm going ahead and go get to listing before the weekend. I hope you guys all have a wonderful weekend, and whatever day it is, whatever day of the week you're watching this, I hope it's great. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you again real soon.